Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and super solid start to a very promising spin-off that is already all right in my book. The series premiere for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, which dropped earlier today on AMC Plus, and then later tonight, I believe, on AMC. So I just finished watching it, really thoroughly enjoyed it. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon series premiere yet, and you plan to, don't keep watching or listening to this review video, as I will be discussing spoilers, deaths, plot details, all that stuff. So that being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. So first and foremost, I absolutely love the fact that the overall vibe I was getting from our hostile survivors, starting with the two men that Daryl and the one French girl murder, or kill, I should say, before, of course, he's betrayed by the girl and her supposedly blind grandfather. Overall vibes I got from our unfriendly survivors, the tattooed men, was that they reminded me so much of the Claimers from season 4 of The Walking Dead. To refresh you who the Claimers were, they were the group of hostile survivors who basically were the ones who found anything they wanted. They would just say the word claim to let the others know, hey, this is mine, don't touch it. Daryl threw in with them for a short while before Rick and Michonne and Carl encountered them, and then led to a standoff. And then, of course, Rick bit the leader's throat out in a very memorable, awesome death scene. So that's who the bad guys remind me of because of their attire, the way they look, and how they dress each other. They remind me of one of my favorite antagonistic groups from The Walking Dead, which were Joe and his Claimers. So that alone was super appealing and very exciting to me. And I also love that we're seeing a whole new world in the world of The Walking Dead. We've been to Mexico in Fear the Walking Dead, so we've seen the apocalypse down there. But other than Mexico, I don't believe we've seen any other countries in this franchise besides the United States that are how they've been dealing with the zombie apocalypse. So now we're in France, and it looks beautiful. I mean, totally post-apocalyptic as it should be. But this was a solid start to a brand new series. Mysterious circumstances. How did he end up in the water? How did he end up in the ocean? Was he looking for Rick and Michonne? Did he run afoul of some bad people? And then how did he get from the Commonwealth to the ocean to France, of all places? It remains to be seen. But I'm very excited about this new series. Daryl is one of my all-time favorite characters, obviously, and I think he's everybody's favorite character. So when they said they were giving him his own spin-off TV show, I was very excited about this. Originally, it was supposed to be a Daryl and Carol show, but then the Carol and Melissa McBride situation didn't work out for whatever reason. I guess she couldn't relocate to France for a certain amount of time, so they just made it a Daryl show instead, which was fine with me because, I love Daryl, and I love that he's getting his own story all focused around him and the new allies and enemies he's going to make and meet. So I like how this episode immediately establishes a conflict or a couple of conflicts. Daryl reluctantly being the new guardian or protector for this boy who's supposedly the chosen one, according to this group of nuns who's supposed to lead humanity out of these dark times and begin humanity anew by becoming a new arisen leader or something like that, almost like Jesus or the Messiah. And meanwhile, Daryl already ran afoul of some unfriendly survivors, and of course the leader wants revenge for his brother's death, since his brother is one of the two men that Daryl and that one girl killed. So now the rest of his men have been killed, but I feel like this tattooed face guy is going to be coming after Daryl with everything he's got. Whether he's got more men or he's going alone, he'll be a force to be reckoned with as Daryl and his new allies make the journey across France to get to this shipping port, which will hopefully get Daryl back home. But I don't know if he'll be going back home anytime soon, considering that the show has already been greenlit for a second season. And will the second season see him returning to the United States? I have no idea, but only time will tell, so we're going to have to watch and find out and see what happens. But this episode had everything. It had the foundations of establishing plot lines for the first season, and it established good guys and bad guys, and it had some exciting, memorable action sequences featuring survivors on survivors and survivors against the dead, and brand new locations in place, and overall a very exciting, very cool premise featuring and focused around everybody's favorite character, one of everybody's favorite character, Daryl, and where the story could possibly go from here. So I'm very excited and very much all in on this show, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And from the little snippets of footage we got when it said this season on The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, it looks like there's a lot of really cool, exciting stuff in store for this first season alone. So that alone is very, very exciting. So I'm here for it, as I hope you guys are too. What did you all think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your day. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon drops new episodes every Sunday on AMC Plus and AMC. We've got 5 more left because it is a 6-episode first season. But you can tell a lot of stories in 6 episodes. And Dead City, the show with Maggie and Negan, is a prime example of that. So I'm excited for what this show has in store for us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.